In early 2026, Cloudflare reached the strongest financial momentum in its 16-year history, only to immediately dismantle a fifth of its global organization. The company's first quarter results were objectively strong. Revenue reached $639.8 million, a 34% increase year over year, and they added a record number of enterprise clients paying over $5 million annually. But alongside those record profits, Cloudflare announced a 20% workforce reduction, eliminating 1,100 jobs in a single day. Wall Street's response was immediate. The stock price dropped 24% as investors worried that such a deep cut would stall the company's growth. Cutting 1 out of every 5 employees while revenue is growing at 34% contradicts the traditional logic of the software industry. It signals a break in the standard relationship between a company's headcount and its success. CEO Matthew Prince clarified that these cuts had nothing to do with financial distress or overhiring. He pointed to a single internal measurement. Cloudflare's usage of AI agents had spiked by more than 600% in just 3 months. Leadership framed the decision as a strategic evolution. They argued that the productivity gains from these agents made certain support roles redundant, regardless of the company's revenue. This move represents an architectural restructuring. Cloudflare chose to replace a legacy human workforce with an operating model built around an AI agent backbone. Prince likened the transition to moving from a manual to an electric screwdriver. Using the electric tool accelerates the task itself. Output scales while mechanical effort drops. That acceleration is visible in the data. 97% of Cloudflare's research and development division now uses AI coding tools, significantly increasing the volume of code they produce daily. To handle this increased velocity, the company automated its quality control. Now, autonomous AI agents review every line of code before it is deployed into production. When an individual's output increases by 10 or 100 times, the bottleneck shifts. The challenge is no longer writing code, but managing the human coordination that usually surrounds it. This leads to the great inversion, the dismantling of the corporate middle layer. Cloudflare retained its producers, like engineers and sales reps, who captured direct value, but support roles were dissolved, as agents now handle the routing that once required a human bench. For the surviving staff, the job has changed. They are becoming spec engineers, who spend less time typing and more time orchestrating and verifying the work of autonomous agents. High-output, AI-augmented workers can now handle their own routing and testing. The agents absorb the coordination work that previously required a massive human support staff. This lean structure is powered by Cloudflare OS. It is a system designed to run on the company's own global network of GPUs. While legacy software relies on slow, heavy containers, Cloudflare uses dynamic workers. These allow for nearly instant task execution, matching workloads to available hardware across the globe. This speed is necessary to handle a world where non-human traffic is overtaking human traffic. The network must process hundreds of billions of requests made by agents interacting with other agents. Building the infrastructure for an agentic internet requires a company to match that speed internally. You cannot support a new era of digital labor while operating on a human-heavy legacy model. If AI agents can handle all this coordination, the obvious concern is that tech companies will simply continue to shrink until the workforce disappears. Yet Cloudflare predicts they will be larger in 2027 than they were before these layoffs. They expect their total headcount to actually increase as they scale. This follows the Jevons Paradox. When the cost of producing software drops, demand rises so sharply that it requires more resources to keep up. As code volume explodes, the human role shifts towards orchestrating systems handling the new output. The agentic era causes a temporary period of displacement. In the long run, the expansion of the digital economy creates a demand for human supervisors that matches the company's new capacity. Cloudflare has established a new template for the technology sector: record growth paired with record restructuring. Investors are already looking for this pattern in other companies. If the firms building the AI infrastructure can shrink their back offices by 20%, every other software CFO will soon be asked why they haven't done the same. AI has moved from a product companies sell to the infrastructure they use to exist.